First and foremost, I want to give all of the praises and the glory to the Most High and His Son, Yahweh Bashmi Shai, Bahashem Marakak Dash, and double honors to the elder apostles of the great millstone that have taught me what I now know through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashmi Shai, and including the elder bishops on down, and overall Yahweh Bashmi Shai Brakadam to the elect and your brother Laban. Now, I just want to respond to what Nuri Muhammad was speaking on as he posed the question. I just want to respond to what Nuri Muhammad and this guy was speaking about in regards to men being made feminine in these churches. And I've seen here and there videos pop up about men that go to church being feminine and why women are not attracted to them, right? So something's obviously wrong as to why that is even the case, because if you truly believe in the Most High, according to what the scriptures are saying, you know what you're going to see? You're going to see a bunch of men with robes on cursing this man out, reading scriptures against this system. That's truly what you're really going to see. But you don't see that. What you do see is, yes, feminine men. And there's a reason behind all of that. Because for one, the church, these average churches that you see in the so-called black community, not all of them, but most of them have sold out somehow, some way. They're taking that 501c3 charter, and most of these pastors are in the business of making money. They don't really care about the word. They're caring about their pockets. Okay. So whatever wave the government is pushing, meaning that they've tied themselves to it, they have to push that same wave as well. So if the mainstream media or your television is psychologically warping men to be feminine, then that's what the pastors are going to do. They're going to teach in a particular way to keep you in place. Now, we live in a system that's pretty much corrupt, and they know it. So they got to use various techniques to keep men in the submission. Because men being in their right mind in a corrupt system, men in their right mind in a corrupt system are going to rebel. Okay? So to stop that, let's stifle them mentally and let's make them feminine. Let's use religion to do this. Okay? And he can do it because the church has been tied to the powers that be. It's kind of like during the time of when our ancestors were in hardcore slavery. In every church that the slaves were in, you had a so-called white man that was visibly seen in the eyes of the pastor. And then the pastor would have to be very careful of what he could not say. Because with the so-called white man that was sitting in that church, what he didn't want is he didn't want the pastor to heighten the senses of the slaves that were in the church. So it's the same thing how it is right now with the contract. The pastor which have signed the contract and sold his so-called church away, that contract is equivalent to the so-called white man being in the church. And now he has to be careful on what he cannot and cannot say, because it could violate the order of what the contract says, being that he's taking that 501c3 deal. Okay? So therefore, the churches typically are not really teaching in the ways of truth and showing you or showing their congregation the true nature of the Most High at all. No shape or form. Okay, so now let me read this over here. This is 2 Corinthians 6 and verse 15. And what concord have the anointed with Belial, which is the devil? Or what part have he that believe with an infidel? There's no association. It's two different things. So evidently, we could easily base it on the churches being of that same entity. which the powers that be are of Satan. So if you're tied with this system, then you're of Satan as well. All right. So now I want to get into the topic of when you really come to serve the Most High, like I've mentioned, man, if people really believed in the real Christianity, which is what we teach, again, you would see a lot of individuals showing defiance, like we're showing defiance when we go out in the street. All right. Know ye not, let's read this, 1 Corinthians 6:9. Know ye not that the unrighteous shall not inherit the kingdom of the Most High? Be not deceived, neither fornicators, nor idolaters, nor adulterers, nor effeminate, nor abusers of themselves with mankind. So being effeminate is a no-no when you come to serve the Most High. That shit gets chipped off. And you come before the Most High as a man, ready to demonstrate faith. That's what you will do. Okay? That is not allowed. If you look at all of our ancestors, the great men that were spoken, that showed faith. Let's look at the three in the book of Daniel. If I'm correct, Daniel 3, about Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. What did they do? They showed faith and defiance against the power that was at that time. When Nebuchadnezzar threatened the people, after the music got done playing, or if the music was playing, excuse me, they would have to bow down and serve those gods. So those three, they were very nonchalant, and they weren't going to do that. They believed in the Most High. And if they had to go to that fiery furnace, then that's so be. And guess what? When they went through that, they didn't get burnt at all. There was nothing left which showed signs of them being burnt after that was all said and done. Another case in point. When he was a young man, which went up against the giant Goliath, talking about David, King David, he slew him. The men of Israel that truly believed in the Most High, they prospered in whatever dangerous situation that they were in. They overcame it because they believed in their higher power. All right. That is the heritage of the nation of Israel. Not to be sitting in some damn church, warming up them seats while the pastor's on the pulpit giving you scriptures, and he's breaking the scriptures down wrong, by the way. And after you get up, your ass is hurting you. You ain't did anything to demonstrate faith. You ain't took to the streets to actually show defiance from a spiritual aspect point of view. And it's more of a spiritual war at that. So if you're not aware of that, man, of course, that explains why our people have been conquered in the mind, man, in this world. And they've been subdued to this world. So anyway, let's move forward. We've already got that already. Matthew 7 and verse 29. For he taught them as one having authority and not as the scribe. And this is Yahushua. When Yahushua was speaking, he spoke as at one having authority, as this reads. Meaning he was sure of himself. To speak with authority, you have to have confidence and surety of oneself. So what was he confident in? He was confident in the Most High, whom he was obedient to. Okay? As it is written, yet your yea be yea and your nay be nay. There's no such thing as being unsure of where you're going to stand when you serve the Lord. You're going to know where you're going to stand and who you're standing for. All right? 1 Corinthians 2 and verse 4. And my speech and my preaching was not with the enticing words of man's wisdom, but in the demonstration of the Spirit and of power, that your faith should not stand in the wisdom of men, but in the power of the Most High. That's absolutely correct. And so that's what we do. When we go out and hit those streets, we demonstrate the power of the Most High, whom we trust. And so that the truth is made to shrink, we can speak on any topic we want. We don't have to be careful about whatever the contract that we did not sign set. But you see, these guys that's in Israel, they have all of these subscribers. And what doesn't make sense to me, you have all of these subscribers that you had to sell out to get, but yet you can't speak the whole entire truth. As I'm assuming that was probably their purpose, right? It's to get a wider audience so that they can teach this truth to. But then again, they can also explode in their pockets. Because most of the time it's all about the money, using the truth for personal gain. And just like how it was 30, 40 years ago, before the computer was even, as high tech as it is, you were selling some sort of a product. You had need of an audience. So to get that audience, you needed to bump heads with certain people to get that audience so that you could sell your products. All right. So what I'm going to say is this. If you see a Israelite church, which has 100,000 and above subscribers, that they got exponentially without actually working hard to get that, there's a highly likely chance they've sold out. Because if you look at Great Millstone, the way that we, and it's not that we care about subscribers. I want to make that very clear. We don't really care about subscribers. We don't care about the amount of views we get. Because what we already know in mind, in the spirit, is that this is only for the elect. So it really makes no difference how many people listen to it. And as well as we do know, if you have a larger audience listening to you, how many of those people are going to take to the street? How many of those people are going to actually show that they believe in what you're actually saying? How many people are going to do that? Not many. So we know this is for the few anyway. For one, this is for the elect any doggone way. And we know that the mass majority of the population, they're not going to take this thing seriously. They never took the Most High seriously. In times past, and they ain't going to do it now. The same people are coming back in the reincarnation. They're doing the same thing. So what difference does it make if it's about the elect? And even in the reality of things, you always find those very few people that are going to step up to the plate and actually do what the Most High tells them to do. It's always been that way. The Most High ain't looking for bench warmers in the audience. The Most High is looking for men that are going to be doers of the word. All right? And showing their faith. As it is written, faith without works is dead. So technically, if you have a bunch of people that's going to be sitting down on their ass, warming their chairs and not being active concerning the ministry, then we don't need all of them people any doggone way. We need doers. The ministry requires doers to be in it. With that, I want to give all of the praise and the glory to the Most High and His Son, Yahweh Bashmi Al-Shai Bashem, Waharakak Wadash, and double honors to the elder apostles of the Great Millstone that have taught me this truth. Through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashmi Al-Shai and Yahweh Bashmi Al-Shai Rakatham, to the overall elect, whom is 144,000, and including the 1/3 that follow. Shalom.